social events. Overall, in terms of tone, we're looking to foster a really informal, familiar tone. We want an environment where connections tend to happen organically. It's not speed dating. We're not going to throw you together with people and say, okay, now produce something. Okay. It's going to be, we would like it to be organic, where collaborations are built through common interests and that these collaborations evolve over time. Okay. We aim to be less results are expected and more results are celebrated. We're conscious of the demands on your time. We understand that you need to prioritize things other than research, and participation at any level that you might feel comfortable with is not only acceptable, it's valued. Okay, you do not have to attend every event. You don't have to dedicate 15 to 20 hours a week to this. You're a full member of the community. Groups of researchers, for example, groups of researchers who just meet to discuss a recent paper and walk through it, really understand it, or learn about a new area of dynamics, or discuss contributions to the discipline to and from other areas of dynamics. They're all doing important work. Not just necessary work, but important work. We hope to facilitate this sort of work while, okay, also bringing together people to work on interesting new questions or interesting old questions. So that's the spiel. Our contact information is up here. We've got our website. The email is dynamics@aimath.org. If you're interested in that February 20th talk, Amy Johnson is going to be giving an amazing talk on February 20th. You can email dynamics@aimath.org to get on the list to get the Zoom link. So we will be using Sococo for the community. We will not be using it for the first talk. We're just going to be doing a Zoom link for that. Oh, I suppose it should be said, is just like there's no money involved, like we're not going to be, there's no funding. It also isn't going to cost you anything. So it's wonderful, again, that we have the American Institute of Mathematics and the National Science Foundation willing to step up and help us with the costs inherent in this project. So closing out, once again, huge thanks to AIM and the NSF. That's it.
All right, thank you, Andy. I think we have a few minutes left to open up the floor to some questions. There are also a couple of questions here in the chat, but if anybody would like to go ahead and unmute themselves and ask a question, or if you're shy, if you can type it in the chat and I will be happy to read it out loud as well.
I have a quick question. I'll jump in. Andy Miller, I teach at Belmont University in Nashville. Just as an introduction, my PhD was in differentiable dynamical systems under Charles Pugh at UC Berkeley, but I don't think I've done hardly any dynamics research since then with my teaching. So one of my questions is just to confirm what I think I heard, because I'd asked this earlier. So you get the link to the colloquium, we should email that dynamics email address you have to get on a list?
Absolutely. So you can email the dynamics, or if you want to go ahead and sign up for the community.
So I did, I've submitted an application through that website, but I never heard anything back. Did something not go through? Is there a waiting period? I'm not sure.
You probably have it.
Okay.
You probably have it. I just haven't been emailing people back yet because I've fallen down on the job there. Sorry.
Thanks.
So one rule we have is like no apologies, right? No, you don't have to apologize for not doing something, for not having time, because we acknowledge that we're all short on time, and that's part of this whole thing. It's supposed to be guilt-free. I think Victoria wanted to know if we have some projects we're working on. But we haven't met yet, Victoria, about the seeding meeting that Andy mentioned. So I don't, we kind of don't have a list yet, but I know, I can tell you that Kim and I are working on random perturbations of discrete dynamical systems and stabilizing unstable orbits in that setting of randomly perturbed systems, which is pretty awesome. So that might be one thing. That's one project that has a lot of directions that we could go in. I don't know if anyone else wants to pipe in there.
I'll toss in something I was going to pitch when the time came, would be that I'm interested in orbit equivalence problems associated to odometer actions of non-abelian groups, particularly Heisenberg odometers.
Woo.
I'm usually in subsequence ergodic theory, so questions of pointwise and mean convergence for ergodic actions. But I don't want people to think that's necessarily going to be one of the foci of the
We do really want projects to grow from this group somewhat organically. So based on the interests of the members, we've already noticed in our applications, I think there was one person who was like, I do a lot of biomath, but I would love to learn more about like some theoretical results. And someone else was like, I do a lot of theoretical results and I'd love to learn more about biomath. And we were like, oh, we can, it'd be great to put these two people in contact. So, we're not mandating any kind of research topic or agenda to begin with, just beyond the broad scope of dynamics. This is really going to be a community oriented, so if you have even an inkling of an idea and you're looking for collaborators or someone to chat with about that, like we really encourage you to come and bring those ideas to the group and generate some interest there.
I didn't notice I was muted. I personally am interested in continuous dynamics, I think, and in particular look into different kinds of engineering applications like material sciences, geomaterials, composite materials, something like this. So if there will be any friends, it will be nice.
Hopefully well, definitely friends for sure. People that, would like to work on that stuff, probably. I mean, the more people we get, the more, friends.
And speaking for myself, I'm a relatively junior faculty member, still really trying to formalize my research agenda and community, and I'm still in this age where I'm just like, I want to learn about everything, right? Especially in the field of dynamics, which is my specialty. I want to and if anyone asked me like, hey, I want to learn more about this topic, would you be interested in discussing it with me? I personally am completely open to that, and I think that we will have, and especially from what I can see from reading through the applications we've had so far, is there's a lot of really positive energy for that as well.
Very good.
So Andy, I'm not sure what the best method would be for this, but maybe there would be a way for Andy to share his slides from today, maybe on our AIM website. There's also, if you've taken a look at the website, I'll post the link again here in the chat. But there is a Google form if you are interested. Oh my goodness, hello. If you're interested, please, we encourage you to sign up. Like Andy said, our kickoff event is a colloquium happening a week from today. And yeah, I don't know.
I think after the colloquium, we plan to have a little social time, right, Andy? Is that right?
Absolutely. And I think that we might have a five-minute spiel, basically a pared down version of what we talked about today at the beginning. But we're definitely going to have some time to talk after the colloquium.
Dave McClendon, could you please repeat that mouthful? You told us what you were working on, but it was too fast for my ears.
David, I think.
Oh, that was directed at me. I'm sorry. So I'm interested in orbit equivalence problems, particularly related to odometer systems, and where the acting group is not abelian, mainly because the abelian groups are already done. So I'm particularly interested in odometers where the acting group is the discrete Heisenberg group.
Thank you.
And please spread the word. You know, if you know of anybody who you think would be interested in this community, you know, send them our email if they have questions, or the website if they are thinking about signing up. We really want to emphasize that it's kind of as much as a commitment as you would like it to be. So, you know, if you can only contribute, you know, coming to a session every other week or even less than that, we're still very, very happy to have you. Because we understand that researchers at, you know, principally undergraduate universities have a lot of other commitments and a lot of other like oftentimes very heavy teaching loads, speaking for myself.
I wanted to mention a resource that might be good for this group. I just thought of it earlier, I think, when Andy was going through his slides. At my institution, our teaching center has organized little groups of faculty from different disciplines, but all centered on this book called How to Write Your Journal Article in 12 Weeks. And I put the link in the chat. If you've never seen it, it actually is really, it's like a workbook, and the website I linked there actually has some forms that are in there, and it's like, okay, first do this, first that. It's not how to do all the research that leads to the journal article and write it in 12 weeks. It really is starting from the basis of, I have an idea. Now here's how to structure your time to get it on paper. And it's worked for a lot of my colleagues at Belmont. I was in a group, and at that time, I can't say it's worked for me personally, but I've seen how good a resource it is. So that might be something to publicize once groups get working.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep anybody here any longer than necessary. If anybody's got any other questions, or if we just want to chat about stuff, I'm perfectly fine doing that. But I just want to thank you all again for showing up. And if there's no objections and no further questions, I'll go ahead and ask Kevin if he wants to close this out.
So say a couple of words on the webinar of February 20. Do you already have a program?
Yes, but unfortunately I don't have the abstract up, but I will get it up and see.
Topics, maybe outline.
Mm-hmm. So the colloquium on the 20th, I should have anticipated interest. My apologies, although there are no apologies. Oh, okay, just a moment. The abstract and title are all available on the Research Seminars site. Sorry. So the title of the talk will be Thresholds in Complexity. It'll be given by Amy Johnson of Swarthmore. And the abstract, I will actually cut and paste that into our chat.
Oh, nice.
So, so the title, and abstract. Hold on. Oh no. It does not like, it does not like this amount of text.
Andy, maybe you could just, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, thanks, David. I didn't even know about this research seminars page. Pretty cool. So who runs this research seminars page? Yeah.
I'll tell you truthfully, I have no idea, but it's awesome.
Let's see, I guess you can probably sign up and yeah, so I had a little practice session with Amy Johnson this morning because she's so lucky she's been on sabbatical and hasn't had to teach with Zoom forever and ever. Can you believe that? So anyway, I just got a little glimpse of the talk and it looks really good. She's, you know, starting from the real basics. Here's an example of this. So should be really great. But then getting to the, you know, the real stuff. Yeah. So, Victoria, what school are you at? Can't tell from your. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, Victoria.
Okay, I'm sorry. Central Connecticut State University.
Okay.
I have been just emailing you asking to get me into the talk on February 20. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone. please feel free to email that email, or also any of us, Amy, David, Andy, or I, individually, if you have any further questions. But we hope maybe to see you all next week.
Okay. Bye.
All right. I'm gonna
Thanks
go
so
ahead and
much.
close the call.